Okay, so the length of the longer leg of a right triangle is 14 feet longer than the length of the shorter leg. The hypotenuse is 6, longer than twice the length of the shorter leg. Find the dimensions. Alright, so we're going to draw a right triangle here. I'm going to assume that's right. The length of the longer leg, I'm going to write this word for word. Longer is 14 feet longer than the length of the shorter, which is x. So L for longer equals x plus 14. The hypotenuse, which I'll call h, is 6 feet longer than twice the length of the shorter, so shorter is x, so twice the shorter is 2x. 6 feet longer is 6. Anytime you see the word than, you have to technically switch the order, though here it doesn't matter. So 1 is x, the longer is x plus 14, and the hypotenuse is 2x plus 6. And the question is asking for the dimensions. So all I have to do is Pythagorean theorem, x squared plus x plus 14 squared equals 2x plus 6 squared. So solving, we get x squared plus x squared plus 28x plus 196 equals 4x squared plus 24x plus 36. So here I went ahead and took a shortcut. The middle portion is this right here from this. All I did to get that was the 14 times 2 is 28. So this times 2, so 14 times x times 2 gives you the middle one. The back one is 14 squared, which is 196. And you know this, so if you're looking at this and you're confused and you're like, but I just want to FOIL. Well, you can FOIL x squared plus 14x plus 14x plus 196. And what you'll see is the middle, because it repeats, you have two 14x's. And that's why I said x times 14 times 2. And that's where the 28 is coming from. The 196, oh right, of course, again, is from 14 times 14. So hopefully that makes sense. And I repeated the same process. Let me clean this up a little bit. There you go. And I repeated the same process over here. Okay, this one I'm not going to prove via FOIL. You can do it for yourself. Square that. You get that. 6 squared is 36. 2 times 6 is 12, and then you always got to multiply by 2, so that's worth the 24, because you have 2 of them. You can prove it to yourself by foiling if you want to, if it's not clear, or you can just FOIL it yourself if you prefer doing that. From here, what I'm going to do is combine like terms on the left and the right, so that's just going to be the x squareds go together. Now, what I'm going to do here is kind of, well, let me not do that. Okay, sorry. I'm going to subtract 2x squared. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put everything on one side. If you've been following along and watching all of these videos, you can see, you're going to recall that what we always do if we have a trinomial is get everything on one side. I'm going to say everything, I mean all the terms on one side. And 9 minus 3 is 6. Okay, so we're here. And from here, what I'm going to do also is I'm going to divide everything through by 2, because everything's divisible by 2. And then I got to factor 80 such that I'm left with 2. So I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be. So 80 breaks down to 8 and 10. 8 breaks down to 2, 2 and 2, and 10 breaks down to 2 and 5. So it's got to be something pretty close together. So that's 10, that's 8, if I want 2, so maybe what, 4 and 20, 8 and 10. This seems not to be, maybe I'm wrong here, it seems not to be able to be factored out. So if that's the case, then the only thing left to do is to plug into the quadratic formula. Except for, I can't believe I missed this. When I said 80, it breaks down to 8 and 10. Those were the factors, 8 and 10. I don't know why I didn't see them. Okay. Sorry, so it's x minus 10, x plus 8, because negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. And this factors into x minus 10 equals 0, and x plus 8 equals 0, so x equals 10, and x equals negative 8. We're going to use 10 because length has to be positive. So that means that this is 10. This is going to be 10 plus 14, which is 24. And this is going to be 2 times 10 plus 6, which is 26. So 10, 24, 26 are our dimensions. Hopefully that makes sense. I think the big thing to realize is what's the setup, right? Once you set it up, hopefully at this point your algebra skills are sufficient to solving. In any case, hopefully that makes sense, and I will see you in the next video.